Right, the TCA cycle, which we covered, made a bunch of NADH and FADH₂, but what do these molecules actually do? Welcome back to Biochemistry Without Crying. We've already covered glycolysis, where glucose is converted into pyruvate, and the TCA cycle, where we generated the NADH and the FADH₂. Now, we're at the final step of cellular respiration. It's called oxidative respiration, also known as electron transport chain. And this is where all your molecules of ATP are created. Now, this is the general picture, which I've simplified in this diagram quite a bit to keep things easy to flow, but the big picture remains exactly the same. So let's go over it. NADH and FADH₂ are carrying high energy electrons that that were collected during glycolysis and the TCA cycle. They donate these electrons to the electron transport chain. As these electrons move down the chain, they lose energy, and that energy is used to pump H plus ions out across the membrane, creating a large concentration gradient. Notice how I've drawn many H plus ions outside rather than inside. This is to signify that there's a large concentration outside. Think of it like water building up behind a dam. Eventually, those hydrogen ions want to flow back. Now, the only way they go through is through an enzyme called ATP synthase. Now, do you know what ATP synthase does? As the name suggests, it synthesizes ATP. It's like a tiny turbine, and as hydrogen flows down, it turns on this turbine and ATP is produced. Now, a very important thing to know about the end of this chain. At the very end of this chain, oxygen acts as the final electron acceptor, and it breaks down into oxygen ions and it combines with hydrogen to create, guess what? Water, right? That's why oxygen is absolutely essential for this process. The biggest takeaway, for every molecule of glucose, you make approximately 30 to 32 molecules of ATP. This is a 1 to 30/32 ratio. So important to know this. This number will come up. So, two things that will come up in your exams. One, what is the final electron acceptor? That's going to be oxygen to make water. And two, how many molecules of ATP are produced per molecule of glucose? And that's going to be anywhere between 30 to 32. And that's it. Now, you've gone all the way from glucose to ATP production. If this series was useful and made biochemistry hurt a little less, follow MedBites and share it with a friend who's currently suffering through metabolism. I know because I was there when I was in med school. Biochemistry sucks. See you later.